There are rules everyone teaches. And then there are the rules Machiavelli would never say aloud, the ones that separate power from weakness, dominance from exposure. Most people think power is about what you show. Machiavelli knew the truth. Real power is in what you withhold, especially in public. In public, you're being watched, not just by people, but by opportunity, reputation, and those waiting for you to slip. You don't rise by impressing. You rise by being impeccable. 9 subtle human behaviors quietly destroy presence, mystique, and control. The first, never complain in public. Complaining signals 2 fatal weaknesses: lack of control and need for sympathy. Power attracts those who endure pain silently. Reveal frustration publicly, and you create a new identity, a person who needs something. Endure privately, let them wonder how you never flinch. Never reveal insecurity publicly. Say, "I'm not good at this enough," and trust erodes. Say, "I struggle with confidence," and expectations drop permanently. Appearances shape truth. Even when unsure, maintain perfect posture. Mystery unnerves, not disclosure. Never boast about your plans. Publicly declaring ambition gives others a roadmap to undermine you and removes urgency for support. Announce nothing. Let your success surprise. When asked, shrug, smile, offer nothing. Power is best accumulated when invisible. Never take sides in petty public conflicts. Loyalty in private is one thing. Public involvement makes you predictable. Jumping into disputes creates enemies unnecessarily and exposes values before you can enforce them. Let others fight. Observe. Remember, public neutrality preserves future dominance. Never show hunger for attention. Desperation, forced laughter, chasing approval makes you owned. When you don't need the room, you become a presence others can't define. And what they can't define, they can't dismiss. Never break under pressure. Stress, arguments, accusations, these are tests. Most fail not by exploding, but by leaking subtle signs. Tightened voice, flinched stance, weakened posture. Machiavelli would absorb pressure, like armor absorbs arrows. Stillness in the storm makes you a psychological landmark. Never over-explain. Explaining softens your frame. The crowd then controls your narrative. Machiavelli redirected meaning, never softened. Perhaps you misunderstood me, or perhaps you understood perfectly. Your silence should make them question themselves. Never reveal bitterness at rejection. Ignored or dismissed, resist the urge to show pain. Public bitterness is emotional suicide. Respond with detachment, stillness. Make it seem like they just removed themselves from your attention, not the other way around. Never publicly criticize someone more powerful. Criticism signals jealousy and makes you a target. The powerful only get exposed when you wait strategically, never firing first. If you must criticize, do so surgically, preferably through others. Power isn't in truth, it's in when the truth is used. Power is preserved by subtraction and built through precise projection. Remove weak behaviors and people will fill the vacuum with meaning. Shift from avoiding destruction to crafting dominance, not with ego or aggression, but with stillness, positioning, and selective revelation. Replace complaints with unreadable endurance. When you endure in silence, you create mystery. Machiavelli never displayed pain. He channeled it. In public, silence under adversity intimidates because people fear what they cannot measure. Unshaken under pressure, they wonder, how bad is it? Why isn't he breaking? What is he planning? You don't need to smile or pretend, just radiate emotional indifference, the kind that makes others question their own strength. Your pain becomes a weapon, but only when hidden. Replace insecurity with strategic ambiguity. The insecure explain, they overshare and seek correction. Ambiguity leaves people unsure on purpose. Don't admit confusion, ask questions, shift focus. You're not pretending to know everything. You're making them unsure what you know. When they believe you play a longer game, they overthink and advantage shifts to you. Replace boasting with subtle signals. Announcing power weakens it. Letting it leak makes you the frame holder. Leaders are not defined by what they claim, they are defined by where people turn in uncertainty. You don't declare achievement. Your time, your silence, and your results speak. Power is in delay, not display. Replace public loyalty with quiet allegiance. Support in private, act neutral in public. The strongest loyalty is unseen. Machiavelli knew alliances are most valuable when hidden. Public support costs more than it earns. Discretion makes you invincible. Replace attention-seeking with controlled withdrawal. The loudest person is often the weakest. Enter with timed absence, speak only when the moment demands. Stand just outside the orbit, and let contrast pull attention to you. In a room of performers, the one apart becomes the anchor, the gravitational force. Replace breakdown with pre-planned stillness. When challenged, don't defend, attack, or win the moment. Pause, lean back, hold your stare, and refuse to match panic. Preset postures disrupt others' tempo. Calm provokes, and as they unravel, you appear to have planned it all. Replace over-explanation with micro-mystery. The more you talk, the less control you have. Speak minimally, let them project meaning. Say, let's see how it plays out. Or it made sense to me. Interpretations often carry more power than facts. Replace bitterness with quiet exit. Ignored or rejected, disappear without spectacle. Withdrawal without anger creates discomfort. The crowd fills gaps, wondering what they missed. Scarcity amplifies your return. Replace impulsive criticism with delayed precision. Wait, observe, study weakness, and strike subtly in context. Surgical truth appears accidental, but it isn't. Power moves quietly, through timing and restraint. Shape perception with silence. Publicly, you install legend through what you allow others to assume. Speak to create gaps. Pause to let tension build. People project intelligence and meaning where you withhold explanation. Control eye contact. Stare until they break or refuse to meet their gaze. Respond to provocation with calm redirection. Smile faintly, pivot, redirect, don't escalate. Presence is not winning the moment. It's controlling the room's emotional temperature. The Machiavellian moves in silence, ambiguity, and measured withdrawal. Every pause, every glance, every restraint is deliberate. Speak less, mean more. Let perception bend around you, and watch as people adjust to your tempo without realizing it. Build a myth around your absence. The most potent public power emerges when you are not even present. Carefully crafted perception makes people talk about you in your absence. Speak little, reveal less, but move in ways that spark curiosity. Curiosity breeds narrative. What's he planning? How is he so calm? I heard he's working on something big. This is a low-frequency myth that travels rooms without you. Always remain slightly less accessible than expected. Leave events early, enter moments late, and speak just enough to hint at depth. When your name arises, let a pause, respect, and subtle caution linger. Legends don't shout, they echo. Let others defend you publicly. Most panic when their reputation is questioned, but defending yourself validates the accusation. Machiavelli built quiet alliances, maintained poise, and trusted that loyalty and fear would provoke others to speak on his behalf. Speak so people enjoy quoting you. Move so defending your silence makes them feel clever. Master stillness under scrutiny. When questioned, remain calm. Respond minimally. They are entitled to their view. Let the room confront the attacker. Rulers don't fight rumors. They let the myth correct them. Perfect the exit. Timing shapes perception. Leave while interest is rising, not after it peaks or when dismissed. Walk away mid-conversation with plausible reasons, leaving curiosity unresolved. I must handle this. Let's finish later. When gone, people discuss why you left, not what you said. You become the figure recalled in an empty room. Harness silence as power. Use it to provoke mistakes, not just defend. A pause, a stare, complete stillness, these force others to over-explain, escalate, and reveal themselves while you remain composed. Silence tests character. The unprepared fill it, the powerful let it consume. Redirect questions instead of answering. Trap inquiry in ambiguity. Why did I do that? Becomes, why does that interest you? What's next? Becomes, would it be smarter if I didn't say? The crowd shifts focus from your words to your intentions. Flipping the power dynamic, use micro-movements to unsettle. A lingering glance, subtle smirk. Deliberate sip, these minimal gestures convey dominance without noise. Threat without words. They create discomfort that reinforces your presence. Praise strategically, never criticize publicly. Public praise signals allegiance and subtly protects your position. Identify the powerful, comment sharply yet simply on their strength. Timing is crucial. They remember who protects their image. You gain a ghost ally status while keeping your own weapon ready. Observe silently. Track who seeks attention, competes subtly, or mirrors your posture. Power in public isn't just commanding attention, it's gathering intelligence unnoticed. Recognize patterns of envy and insecurity, then exploit them when it matters. Respond to disrespect with calculated absence. Sudden withdrawal destabilizes group dynamics. Don't retaliate. Remove your energy, words, and attention. Let them realize they've excluded themselves from your world. While you remain composed, drop precise, timed phrases that echo long after you leave. A single, well-placed sentence can outlast any speech. Silence combined with minimal words forces others to replay and project meaning, creating psychological follow-through. Enter as a living paradox. Warm eyes, cold voice, silent posture, lethal presence. Engage, withdraw, remain polite but unpredictable. This tension commands attention, leaving you unforgettable. You are not merely a person. You are a force others cannot define. That is the essence of Machiavelli's construction. Not a man who is merely powerful, but one who distorts clarity wherever he stands. Your goal in public is not to impress, it is to unsettle certainty, ignite imagination, and create a presence people cannot explain but will never forget. Use silence as a trap, not a shield. There is silence that protects, and silence that entices mistakes. In public, your quiet is both defense and bait. When provoked, pause. Give them nothing. No words, only stillness and gaze. They will over-explain, escalate, and reveal themselves while you remain perfectly composed. Silence becomes a test. The unprepared rush to fill it. The powerful let it consume. Redirect questions instead of answering directly. When cornered, never provide a straight reply. Ask instead, why does that interest you? Or wouldn't it be smarter if I didn't say? The crowd shifts from seeking truth in your words to probing your intentions. When they explain themselves, you control the moment. Use micro-movements to create subtle psychological discomfort. Most try to dominate with large gestures, loud voices, or rapid movements. Machiavellian strategy relies on minimalism, a lingering glance, a subtle smirk, a deliberate sip after someone else's rant. These tiny, deliberate acts convey mastery, dominance without volume, and threat without words. They unsettle observers, reinforcing your unseen power. Praise the powerful with precision. Never criticize those above you publicly. Machiavelli offered public praise strategically. It shields, asserts alignment, and signals insight. Identify strength, make clear, sharp observations, and time them perfectly. You become a ghost ally, covered yet armed. Observe quietly. Your power in public is not merely commanding. Attention, it's gathering. Intelligence unnoticed. Track who seeks attention, competes subtly, or mirrors your posture. Recognize envy and insecurity. Manipulate strategically, not immediately, but when it matters. Respond to disrespect with calculated absence. Sudden withdrawal destabilizes the group. If someone undermines you, do not retaliate. Remove your attention, energy, and words. Let them realize they've removed themselves from your world. The crowd notices. The disrespectful feel colder, perform harder, and lose control. You vanish, letting their insecurity punish them. Drop precise time phrases. One well-placed sentence can outlast a 5-minute speech. You do not need to be the loudest in the room. Your words should echo in their minds. Machiavelli said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." Use lines like, "You'll understand later." Silence often speaks louder than shouting. Speak calmly, let it linger, and let them replay it endlessly. Enter every room as a living paradox. Warm eyes, cold voice, silent posture, lethal presence. Engage, withdraw, remain polite yet unpredictable. This dissonance commands attention because no mind can fully define you. In that space of uncertainty, you become unforgettable. You are not a man to be labeled. You are a force. Wherever you stand, clarity bends, and that is the power Machiavelli taught you to wield. Your goal is not to impress, it is to unsettle certainty, ignite imagination, and create a presence people cannot explain, but never forget. Presence alone is defensive. True power begins when you use it. Machiavelli did not seek mere respect. He moved through the world like a loaded weapon, always noticed, not always fired. Most stop at self-control, believing it sufficient. Machiavelli knew restraint is only half the art. Precision is the other. You don't just enter a room with presence. You destabilize it without moving a muscle. Silence is a trap, not just a shield. Some silences protect. Others lure mistakes. Publicly, your quiet is both defense and bait. When provoked, pause. Give nothing, no words, only your gaze and stillness. They over-explain, escalate, and unravel while you remain composed. Silence tests character. Fools rush to fill it. The powerful let it consume. Redirect questions instead of answering. Cornered? Trap inquiry with ambiguity. Why does that interest you? Wouldn't it be smarter if I didn't say? Attention shifts from your words to your intentions. They must explain themselves. You control the moment. Use micro-movements to unsettle subtly. Large gestures, loud voices, and hurried movements impress superficially. Machiavellian strategy relies on minimalism, a lingering glance, a smirk during someone else's display, a deliberate sip after a rant. These small, calculated actions say, I already understand this moment better than you. Dominance without volume. Threat without words. Discomfort is invisible power. Praise strategically. Never criticize publicly. Machiavelli offered precise public praise as protection. Identify the powerful. Note their strength sharply, simply, undeniably. Timing is perfect. You become a ghost ally, shielded, yet armed. Observe quietly. Public power is not only commanding attention, it is gathering intelligence unnoticed. Track subtle competition, envy, insecurity, and posture mirroring. Recognize patterns. Manipulate when it matters. Respond to disrespect with calculated absence. Sudden withdrawal destabilizes the group. If someone undermines or dismisses you, do not retaliate. Withdraw attention, words, and energy. Let them realize they have excluded themselves from your world. The crowd notices. The disrespectful feel colder, perform harder, and lose control. You vanish, letting their insecurity punish them. Drop precise time phrases. One well-placed line can outlast a 5-minute speech. Loudness is irrelevant. Echoing meaning matters. Machiavelli said, everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Use lines like, you'll understand later. Silence often speaks louder than shouting. Speak calmly, leave it lingering, and let them replay it endlessly. Enter as a living paradox. Warm eyes, cold voice, silent posture, lethal presence. Engage, withdraw, remain polite yet unpredictable. The brain cannot define you. In this dissonance you become unforgettable. You are not just a man. You are a force they cannot label. Machiavelli crafted not simply power, but the distortion of clarity wherever you stand.